Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Demon Tech Digital. I'm Neo. You know, first of all, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And, it means a lot. Some of you are going to be wondering, maybe one person's going to be wondering, where the hell have you been? And the answer is simple. Nobody cares. Let's move on. So, I want to talk about communities because lately I've seen a lot of just caca in the communities. And what I mean by that is you've got, first and foremost, the Doom community. Don't even get me started on them. They're just wow. Just wow. And then you got the bodybuilding community and fitness communities and stuff like that. Let's just suffice it to say, it's because of this behavior is exactly why I'm not a member of any community. I've got a Discord, but I never go on it because drama. There's always some kind of drama. Same with the fitness industry, same with the Doom community or gamer community in general. I don't have time. I'm 49 years old. I don't care. Matter of fact, I couldn't care less what they're arguing about. But it's still mildly annoying. And right now, what's started this whole thing essentially is how the Doom community weirdos have gone off the rails with the whole sticky bombs versus what's it? See, I can't even remember the damn name. It's for the shotgun. Damn it! It's friggin' full auto mod. So you have two different mods. If you've played Doom Eternal, you already know this. And let's put it this way. So for me personally, I prefer sticky bombs. Why? Well, it's a very simple answer. When I very first started playing, we were introduced, with a prompt, a little tutorial prompt explaining weak points, right? And the first few enemies that you are up against, they do like to be, well, they don't like it, but I mean, it's best to use they kind of have a tutorial about use sticky bombs on the shotgun, the combat shotgun, to eliminate these weak points. It makes them easier to deal with. It puts them in stagger, and it deletes the enemies relatively quickly, right? And so I got used to playing with the sticky bombs in that capacity. So much so to where I was practically sniping with it. And of course, now I haven't played Doom Eternal in a very long time. I played it about 5 minutes ago, well, about a half an hour ago, and ended up turning that crap off because I started getting annoyed because I'm so rusty at it. I died twice on the cultist based on ultraviolence. So there you go. That's my skill level. And let's be honest, I'm a nobody. Okay, I am less than nobody. I'm not a hump. I'm not under the mayo. I'm not Midnight in his cringy little memes or any of that stuff. I'm just me, and I just happen to enjoy Doom Eternal. Now, that being said, I don't necessarily think it's the community leaders, if there is such a thing, that are doing this, because at least in my opinion, the likes of Under the Mayo and I think his name's Cynical the Original, or Cynic the Original, whatever. Those guys are not really if anything, it's just a kind of a friendly-ish kind of debate, right? Oh, Pip's squeak. Did you hear that squeak? That's Pip. But at any rate, it's all the people below that, okay, which is almost always the case. It's all the sweaty little tryhards, all the little kids. They have, they subscribe to the idea that if my favorite YouTuber, Twitch streamer, Doom community leader, game person is using this particular thing, then I have to. It's the best, right? And that's not always the case. And it's, kids are impressionable. I don't necessarily blame them, and neither should anybody else. Now, there is a certain age gap or age group where, yeah, they're being petulant and you just want to punch them in the face because they think they're little adults, but they don't have the brain power to actually be little adults, So yeah, there's that, and you're being pretentious and you want to knock them out, but you don't, because it's illegal, and it would just make you feel bad. And then again, it might make you feel good. It's bam, ow, my face. But the point is that, I mean, some of it, yeah, but look, some of these people need to friggin' be ashamed of themselves, because you shouldn't even be a part of it at all. Like, Midnight he seems like a nice guy. I don't watch his stuff. I used to watch his stuff. And then I noticed that he started doing the whole YouTuber thing, what a lot of YouTubers do, which is they start making quote unquote edgy content, which in my opinion, edge equals cringe, because now you're just trying too hard. Edge should be natural. It should be just something that you do. If you want to flip the camera off because you're pissed off, do it, but don't force it into your videos. Like, it's kind of like, look at Austin Powers, that classic gem, right? Then you look at Austin Powers 2, The Spy Who Shagged Me. And then you look at Goldmember, right? Out of the three, the first one, huge success. Why? Because it was natural. All the jokes were organic. There was legitimately funny. 2, still good. But by 3, too forced. And it just didn't land. And, so you're left with that sense of cringe. It's like, okay, yeah, you went too far with that. It's just not even funny. Like the whole Zip It thing, where Scott and his father, Dr. Evil, are communicating, and yeah, he's kind of, he's basically picking on his son, and he Zip It, and it goes too long. It should have been 2 or 3 lines, move on, right? But no, there's like 5 solid minutes of that Zip It, to where it's kind of the same thing with, look at the old sketch for the Butabi brothers versus Night at the Roxbury. Both of them were Saturday Night Live. The thing that they don't understand is less is more. The reason why those sketches work is because they're not forced. It comes out, it's organic, because you only have a 5-minute sketch, and versus trying to pad out an 1.5-hour movie. So back to my original subject here with the whole, Midnight needs to dial his cringy shit down. All right. You're not a kid anymore, dude. You're an adult. Let's behave like one. And that can be said for the majority of people. Listen, man, if you're vehemently and seriously arguing over which mod is better, you might want to rethink your priorities in life. You might want to put the controller or mouse away and just relax, and maybe not play Doom so much, or at least at a bare minimum, stay out of the community for a while. Reassess, reevaluate, and come back with a clear head. Because, yeah, that crap does not matter in the real world. It just doesn't. All right. And the people that are whipping these kids into a frenzy, I get it. It's funny to some degree, but you're also doing a little bit of damage because little Johnny Two Thumbs, or, little Johnny All Thumbs, can't handle dealing with that level of humor because his little brain can't process that information, and he thinks everything is serious. That's what's going on here. People had the same argument versus, it was for a minute it was the plasma beam versus the whatever, the burst, and then you had the oh god, what's it called, the rocket launcher, because you've got the lock on, and then you've got the remote detonation, right? It seems like there's this reaction to these two things. Always two things. Is the micro missiles better than the precision bolt, or what they in the community call the PB? And the answer is very, very simple. It's whatever gets you through the game that doesn't cause you that causes you the least amount of grief and headache. Games are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be enjoyable. They're supposed to take you out of reality for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. If you're a real sweat, maybe 2 or 3 hours. But people treat gaming as if it were life and death. I understand, because I was that way for a while too with certain games. But, you get older and you realize that things are not as necessary as they need to be, and you kind of back off from a few things. Hell, I've been doing a lot of graphics for quite a while, last few months, because I've been getting back into them. I've been working in Cinema 4D and working in Photoshop again, and just enjoying my time away from people, because this is exactly why I don't like people, because there's always drama. People just don't get along with each other. And now that we're in a lockdown, and on top of which people prefer a digital life versus a real life, don't blame you there, that disconnect occurs, and you start seeing your digital life as real life. And then you can't. People are crying about movies as if it mattered. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, okay? If I pan my camera over just to the right of me, there's almost 30 Godzilla films that I have at my disposal. I've got almost the entire collection. I'm missing a few, but I've got almost the entire collection. And yet, you don't hear me pissing and moaning about King Kong versus Godzilla. Godzilla versus King Kong. What happened, this, that, and the other. Because it doesn't matter. It's a movie. And sometimes you just have to accept what's been given to you. When it comes to movies, you have to accept it. Why? Because it's already been made. No further changes can be made. They can't make that movie better unless they went in, redid the whole thing, or whatever. And listen, a lot of this is coming from people. I mean, it's the loud, what I call the loud minority. It's a bunch of people, maybe 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 maybe, which seems like a lot of people until you go to a football stadium. And then you're like, oh shit, 5,000 is nothing, right? And that's a football stadium. Go to a metal show, go to Slayer. 15, 20, 30,000 people in that audience, okay? 5,000 ain't nothing, but they are so loud that it causes ripples in the pond. You could throw the tiniest pebble in the pond and it'll ripple forever. And it makes a much bigger impact than what it really is. And that's what's going on. You know, and listen, like I said, I'm not a part of any of these communities. Why? That's why. Because nobody has any common sense. And nobody is looking at it and going, wow, it's, you know, this is what we get. I mean, it was an okay movie. I didn't watch it, but it's like, it's an okay movie, but it's not what I wanted. Well, tough crap. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. There's no reason to cancel people. There's no reason to get bent out of shape. One guy is like trying to lead this charge against the guy who directed Godzilla versus Kong. And it's like, dude, you don't realize how much of a pathetic jackass you sound like right now. Stop. Go have some coffee or not. Maybe some water would be better with some sedatives in it, preferably. And just relax, man. It's a movie. It has no impact on your real life. Just like video games. This crap has the only impact it has is you not being able to pay your rent because you're too busy watching movies or playing video games instead of going to work. That's the impact it has. You can't get a girlfriend because precision bolt versus micro missiles, or, you know, sticky bomb versus full auto. That's why. Okay? I can't get a date. That's why. No sane woman in their right mind would ever date somebody who is willing to argue that point. And if they were willing to date them, they probably spend a lot of time just shaking their head. My wife does that all the time. She just literally, because the crap that flies out of my mouth, and she's just like, oh, why? Why did I date him? What did I possibly see in him? See, Pip knows. Pip knows. He's right here. But, and a lot of this is kind of supposed to be humorous, but at the end of the day, there is a serious note to this. It's like, come on, man, grow up. Grow up. Be excellent. It's like Bill and Ted. Be excellent to each other. If you can't, then don't be a part of the community. Because all you're doing is, in reality, you're that little pebble. Because eventually it will mellow out. But for now, you're that little pebble that somebody dropped into the pond, and you're making your little ripples. But to the overall grand scheme in that pond, those ripples meant absolutely nothing. Anyways, that's it for me. Way longer than I wanted this to be, but it's been a long time. See, Pip knows. Pippy knows. Oh, I got his butt. What is that? Ew, gross. Ah, gross. Come on. Want to say hi to the camera? Get up here. Whoa, he's falling. He's falling. Look at this mug. See, that holds still. Holds kitty abuse. This is exactly why I don't beat him. Because he's cute. Otherwise, I'd have to kill him. Anyways, that's it. Y'all take care, stay safe, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.